Why Journalism Matters. Hi, I'm Seth. Great to have you here today. I'm really sick this week. I've had an asthma flare-up because of the weather, so I may not be doing a full 4 videos this week. A Private War is a tribute to correspondent Marie Calvin and her dedication to reporting from war zones around the world so the victims can have a voice. A Private War stars Rosamund Pike as Marie Calvin, Tom Holland as Sean Ryan, Jamie Dornan as Paul Conroy, and Stanley Tucci as Tony Shaw. It's directed by Matthew Heineman, who's a documentary filmmaker, and he provides this film with a newsy look that puts the audience right in the action. A little background on Marie Calvin, most of which is not in the movie. She was an American who worked for a British paper called the Sunday Times. She was born in Queens and grew up on Long Island. She attended Yale University and got a degree in anthropology, which helped her in her job as a journalist. She became a specialist in Middle East conflicts, but she also covered the Balkans, Zimbabwe, East Timor, and Sri Lanka. A Private War shows when she lost her vision in her left eye during the Sri Lankan War in 2001. Marie Calvin was a crusader, and she really did not know how to turn off that part of her brain so she could have a normal life outside of work. She was a heroic figure who rescued 1,500 women and children in East Timor, but she had no home life. She married and divorced the same man twice. The allure of covering conflicts and speaking on behalf of the innocents was too alluring. This movie is about dispelling the idea of fake news. The role of the press is to search out news and break it down so the world can understand. Sometimes it's to call out corruption in the clergy or city council. Sometimes it's a human interest piece like I used to write. I spent my freshman and sophomore summers in college writing for Daily in New Hampshire with a readership of 16,500. I would write feature stories about historical buildings or how seeing-eyed dogs are trained so people can learn interesting things about their community. The news isn't always about the checks and balances that keep people in power honest. It's also about what unites us as a community and reminds us why life is worth living. Marie Calvin protected people and educated people about the world around them, so hopefully we can see that all people are just people who are impacted by forces that sometimes are out of our control. Here are my video picks. Courage Under Fire is a 1996 war film starring Meg Ryan as Captain Karen Emma Walden, Denzel Washington as Colonel Serling and Matt Damon as Ilario. Colonel Serling has to figure out whether Captain Kate Emma Walden should be the first woman to be awarded the Medal of Honor after her medevac Kiwi went down on a rescue mission where she dies while saving her crew. The Pelican Brief came out in 1993. It stars Julia Roberts and, you guessed it, Denzel Washington as Grey Grantham. After two Supreme Court judges are assassinated, Tulane law student Darby Shaw, Julia Roberts, writes a brief with her theory on why the assassinations happened. She gives it to a law professor who promptly dies when his car is bombed. Darby contacts Grey Grantham, a reporter who's working on the story about the Supreme Court assassinations, and both of them have to evade the assassin until the story can be published. The Post. The Post came out in 2017, and it stars Meryl Streep as Kay Graham, the owner of the Washington Post. This is a story about how the Washington Post battled the U.S. government and the New York Times to publish the Pentagon Papers, which proved that the Vietnam War was all for show. This film is more proof that journalism checks and balances is people in power. If you like this video, click like, subscribe, visit my comments in the section below, and I really want to thank you for being here today and for watching my video, even though I'm sick. It means a lot to me, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.